Welcome to Upgrade with Carly, where VAs rise above the noise and step into high value roles. In this segment, we're diving into the expert strategies, insights, and bold moves that take your executive virtual assistant work from ordinary to extraordinary. Only here on the VA radio. And now, let's go with our host, Carly.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Another episode of Upgrade with Carly. So, tonight I'm very excited to introduce someone who embodies what it means to take the long road and still arrived with strength, purpose, and clarity. So, our special guest for tonight, her name is Shebby, or we can call her Shy. She is a proud single mom of two who spent over 12 years in the call center industry and before making the bold leap into the virtual space. And while she has been a successful executive virtual assistant for almost 5 years, her journey wasn't easy or it didn't happen overnight. It took her 3 years to finally land the kind of client that made her say, "This is it." So, what carried her through all the doubt and pivots? So, a mindset that says, I will never say no and I will always find a way. So, tonight, let's welcome Miss Shabby.
Wow, that's a very good introduction, Miss Carly. Thank you so much. Very
Thank you,
excited.
Miss Shabby. Yeah, nice
Yeah,
to have you tonight. And hello, good evening to everyone who's also currently on and listening. Thank you, Miss Nicole. Hi, I'm Coach Nicole. Coach Nicole is also one of our hosts here in um, the VA radio, and she's always been a very supportive um, friend. She's always supporting every episode that we have here. So, Miss Chevy, welcome. Sa mga Sorry, Miss Chevy. So, mix tayo dito. So, Tagalog, English.
that's totally
Um,
fine. Yeah,
Sige. So, if you can tell us first a little bit about yourself and what do you do? Where are you currently at? I know, alam mo sa mga guests ko, yung mga last guest episode ko, si Miss Sam, she was in Canada. And
Oh,
you, tell us where you're at and yeah, tell us a little bit more about yourself po.
yeah, sure. So for the last 6 months, so I'm already here in Europe. So I'm residing, um, yeah, in Germany. But we're like kind of back and forth in Denmark and Germany because my husband is Danish. At tapos may bahay pa kami dito na need asikasuhin bago ipa-rent out. So, we're like back and forth. That's why I'm not able to supposed to be the schedule was yesterday, but nagta-travel kami. So, dito ako, but then still going back to the Philippines, may hopefully soon to get the kids. But yeah, all about my experience. So, yeah, I've been nga sa call center for 12 years and most commonly yung mga call center nag-transition during the pandemic, right? So, it's not really a very extraordinary story. I think it's very ordinary na nag-transition tayo and then naging VA nga and then yeah, it's been 5 years. I'm doing like EA, executive assistant work now and more focusing on clients in e-commerce and in medical field as well as digital marketing. So yun
Oh,
po.
wow.
I'm currently in Denmark right now.
Yeah, so from guest that I had, I have someone from Canada and now I have someone from Denmark. Napaka-international natin dito sa sa the VA radio. But yes, Miss Chevy, sabi mo, you've been in the industry. So before ka naging virtual assistant, you've been in the industry for 12 the call center industry for 12 years.
Yeah.
Super tagal. And what was your role sa call center then
Um,
before ka naging VA?
It's just customer service, technical support role. So ang tagal talaga. My first was I've been there for 10 years, my first ever company. And then the second company, I think I only lasted for, oh no, actually not 10 years. It was like long time ago, so I forgot. So a mix of experience of 12 years. But my first is like I think 6 or 7, and then my last call center, that's when I started transitioning to become a virtual assistant. So nag-join ako ng mga training before I decided, kasi gusto ko namang mag-fully equip ako ng knowledge and all that kasi it's outside my comfort zone nga. But then I don't have any choice when a lot of people is already transitioning. Sabi ko, this is very interesting and could be a turning point for me too. Because being a single mom nga, so mahirap talagang i-manage yung time sa mga bata. And then, yun. So luckily, I was able to be at where I am now. So, yon, it's a very long story.
Yeah, so Miss Shabby, maraming mga call center agent currently that, or let's say nasa call center industry pa sila, pero ito na nga eh, the VA industry is booming and marami na silang, it's on the news.
Mm,
They hear friends who are nag-transition din into a virtual assistant
mm.
role. Um, Anong masasabi mo? Because with the transition, I know kasi ako galing din sa BPO industry before I transition to the digital space. Pero nung kakasimula ako sa virtual world,
Uh,
talagang iba, like super iba siya sa
mhm.
BPO industry. However, of course, may natutunan na tayo sa pagiging call center agent kasi 'di ba, dun natin natutunan yung communication skills, dun
Yeah,
natin natutunan yung handling with clients
yeah.
and other things. Pero ano yung ano yung naging mahirap para sa'yo when you did the transition?
Yeah, I think it's because outside nga ng comfort zone, ano. But then I think it's all about the motivation kasi I'm a very optimistic kind of person. Na sabi ko, if others can do, why can't I, right? So, I think hindi siya mahirap in a sense that you know what you're going to be. Like, I mean, what is your goal? Pero siguro mahirap sa mga um, kasama natin dati, kasi ano sila, nag-aalangan ba. I almost get questioned about, "How did you do it? Can you find me a client?" And all that. Like, I mean, um, mahirap talagang makakita ng client. That's the reality right now. But, I think it's all started with just a very positive mindset. If you want to I mean, to be better and to go out in the environment and just to have your own time and all that, I think you'll find a way. Um, I cannot imagine, like, I mean, going back before. I don't have any gadget or anything like that. I only have a very old laptop back then, and it's like during that time, parang i3, i5 na ata yung parang standard ng mga clients or agencies. But I'm like using a very old computer, which is 2 gigabyte RAM. And then my husband now, which is like my boyfriend back then, is not so very supportive with the idea of me being a freelancer kasi nga dito hindi siya common dito sa Europe na parang virtual assistant, self-employed, hindi common 'yun. But then I have to prove myself somehow that I can be somebody else. Kasi nakikita ko naman sa mga friends ko na nag-excel nga sila. So imagine having the 2 gigabyte computer na yung specs mababa talaga, and I cannot afford back then. So yung ginawa ko, nag-upgrade ako ng RAM. Yung boyfriend ko nagpadala sa'kin ng ano ba tawag dito, ng RAM. So it's upgraded to 8 gigabyte, and I just started as a cold caller. It was like a, cold caller kasi nga yung strength natin is talking, sa call center, 'di ba?
Yes.
Yun, just just do not stop. I think you have to find what is your strength, and then from there, find people, a community that is also very supportive, and then from there, I think that's how everything started. Yeah, parang ganun siya.
That's a very good, yun na nga eh, yung sinasabi natin, right? It's really about having a positive mindset. Sa'yo, hindi naging hindrance yung,
Mm-mm.
kasi yung iba, pag nagsisimula sila, they have an idea. Let's say, for example, ako ngayon, nasa call center ako, and then nakikita ko na yung mga friends ko na parang, wow, parang mas okay itong ginagawa nila. I heard na itong si friend na to is a virtual assistant. And then, pag, and then you'll reach out to that friend, hey, you'll gather a little bit of information about it. And then pag sinabi na ni friend na, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I work with the client directly, and then nagiging parang hindrance sa iba na ano mga kailangan, like kailangan ba na magaling akong mag-English, kailangan ba na may ganito kong klase na laptop, kailangan ba ano bang mga hindi pa naman hindi maganda yung headset ko, wala pa akong mouse or mga wala akong upuan or things like that. Pero I agree with you na talagang hindi siya nagiging hindrance. Kasi eventually once you have parang consistent flow of income, 'di ba, you can just easily upgrade and then mas ano naman, may mabibili naman tayo sa TikTok or Timo na yung mga good
Opo.
quality na pero nagagamit okay na siya, nakakaano na, we're able to still deliver the quality work that we can do for the
Mhm.
client. So that's really good.
Yeah.
And with you, sabi mo, you started as a cold caller, so that's very interesting. Yes, totoo, puhunan natin or we're very comfortable talking over the phone kasi dun tayo nahasa sa call center. Pero you mentioned that, naging cold caller ka. Gaano katagal yun? And then paano yung naging so nakailang client ka? Kasi part of the introduction, and sorry, I have to correct myself, bakit sa
Yeah.
introduction sinabi ko na single ka, pero you're not, you're married, you're happily married, and you mentioned that you're going to get your kids soon, so that's very good. Pero going back, um, you mentioned na, ayan nawala na ako. Pero ang ano is, ano yung sa'yo, yung naging cold caller ka and then after nun, how long were you a cold caller and then nasabi mo na, "Wait, there's something better than what I'm doing." So ano
Yeah.
yun? Ano nangyari?
Tama nga po kayo. I was a single mom. I just got married like few months ago. So I was a single mom for a
Oh,
long time.
congratulations.
Thank you. So ano po, going back po sa cold calling. So I think I got sick during that time on the peak of COVID, and I have to take a leave from work for like 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. And then back then, it was very toxic na sa call center when it was the peak of COVID, and then the customers, especially in telecommunication agent companies, like very irate in the US, right? Kasi nga COVID, ganito ganyan. So it's also not so healthy, I think, for me personally with the experience. Kasi I want to be fair with the company, but then in my mind, I don't want to deal with this kind of people anymore, right? So I said, kesa naman maging bad example ako sa company na I need to hang up the call kasi nga nasa bahay ka lang. I just find a way where I can, you know, turn the situation around kasi parang ang ang lala ng sitwasyon that time back in COVID. So, I have a friend that told me na nagtatrabaho siya as cold caller, and then sa half of the time nasa call center pa din. So sabi ko, okay, I think I want to try. So I only lasted sa company na yan for like I think 6 months. But while I am working, I'm also attending classes as a virtual assistant academy. I've saw the company online advertising the study now pay later program. So wala nga, 'di ba? We have to be, I think, resourceful kung paano tayo maging paano tayo maging knowledgeable when it comes to the new path nga na tatahakin. So I opt into that study now, pay later program. I think that was like 8 weeks of training. Tapos ang dami nyo sa batch na yon. And then that is when I started meeting people. Parang naging community kami, may group chat and then sharing experience and all that. But then when it's my turn na to be interviewed and referred to a client, parang tatlo kami, hindi ako natanggap. Hindi ako natanggap doon kasi iba yung hinahanap. So sabi ko, okay, instead of me waiting for this agency or this online virtual assistant school to give me a client, I'll just find my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I start creating profiles sa Upwork, online jobs.ph, LinkedIn, binild up ko yung profile ko doon. I attended training sa LinkedIn, yung mga free courses sa LinkedIn, naubos ko lahat yun. And then
Wow.
I have a drive or a folder sa drive na I save all my certificates sa lahat ng virtual assistant training that I attended in LinkedIn. But you have actually to be a premium member in order to access those training, as far as I
Yes,
remember.
totoo. It
Yeah,
is. Yeah. And it's not cheap.
it's not
Hindi
cheap.
siya mura.
The first 30 days ata is free,
Is
and
free.
then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then
Ngayon is I think 14 na lang. I think the first 14 days is free and then they'll charge you na.
yeah, so that's all it started. That's how I build my confidence, ika nga, to to like say market my experience or something like that. So and then I meet a client from online jobs. This is my first ever full-time client. They're in Australia and it's a real estate. So parang I'm help them create their database sa yung automations ng database nila on monday.com, and then I help them communicate with the real estate, the realtors, right, realtors and all that. And then I'm also like a kind of a gatekeeper to them. I help them build their Facebook pages, then talk to people. So parang along the way from general virtual assistant, I kind of learned myself to be like a social media manager, parang ganon, and then start creating graphics in Canva and all that. It's all self-learned. Nobody teaches me to do it. Just I think just the ano ba, the interest na nag-grow up lang within me, na then no natuto na. So parang na-surprise ka din, parang along the way, if you will not limit yourself, you will be surprised on what you can do, parang ganon. So
Alam
yun.
mo, totoo yan. Totoo yung parang, kasi like you said earlier, kung kaya niya, I mean, so experience ko pa naman within sa call center industry, I mean, hindi na yun basta-basta. I mean, that's a long time. And marami akong nakikita or marami akong nababasa sa mga group na yun na nga, may mga nag-o-open up na they're down because it's the very same parang ano na they've been in the industry for so long sa call center and then gusto nilang mag-transition but they don't know where to start. You actually mentioned a kind of a roadmap
Yeah.
na parang nakikita ko. So with you, ang ginawa mo, pagod ka na sa environment ng
Oo.
call center, pagod ka na sa mga katrabaho mo, pagod ka na sa mga ginagawa mo dun, and then sinabi mo sa sarili mo, "Okey, time to ano na, time to exit and then do something else." And then sinabi mo, the first step that you did is nag-take advantage ka nung mga courses na, okay, learn now, pay later. And then from there, you were able to meet other individuals who share the same passion, who share the same goals, na parang, okay, this is a good thing. I'm in this community now where I'm getting to know people and, kasi ang gusto ko din sa mga ganyan is like they're
Mm.
making you accountable, 'di ba? Yung parang, "Hey, let's do this." Yung para talagang may community. And then after that, sinabi mo na you marami kang mga courses na
Yeah.
tinake, and then you saved. And then it sounds like you're also very organized in a way because talagang you gather all the certificate and make
Mhm.
sure na you have that as once you start building your personal brand. Kasi eventually, ikaw na yung naghahanap, sinabi mo na maghahanap, you're gonna be looking for, instead na maghintay ako for this agency to match me with a client, I'm just also gonna do
Okay.
something on my own. And that's what you did. So sa mga nakikinig, that's a very good roadmap, I think, right? If you are in the call center industry, next step or the first step is to find and marami na ngayon, marami ng mga academies or VA universities that offer courses. I think ang masasabi ko lang dyan is find a good one, find
Mhm.
someone that who will also just hindi yung basta-basta ka lang bibigyan um, ng mga recording and then bahala ka na. Maraming gano'n. But
Oh,
also at the same time, makikita mo sa community if are they is this a positive community? Kasi may mga community din na medyo toxic. So you wanna exit right away kung may mga ganyan. So that was a very good ano na sa mga nakikinig, it's a good start. Find a course, learn what you need to learn. And then sabi ni Miss Shelby, don't limit yourself
yeah.
because you know that you can do a lot. And with your role as an EVA, yun na nga, sinasabi nila, ano ba talaga trabaho ng EA? Ba't ang dami? Ba't si Miss Shelby nag-graphics? Ba't nag-gatekeep?
All
Ba't
around.
oo, nag-go all around? So can you tell us more about, well, transition muna. So you were a cold caller and then you had a client that's nasa real estate. But you also mentioned na currently you are in the e-commerce industry. So yan
Yeah.
na yung ngayon. So ano
Uh,
na yung nangyari? How did it transition from the real estate to e-commerce?
yeah. I think it's more on me taking like part-time clients until I think I would settle for this client and all that. So yung full-time client ko sa Australia, and then I also meet someone who I became friends with Facebook until now. She's in Spain and is also another real estate. I help her with more on the she's writing a book during that time, so it's like more about research, topic research and all that, and also like and everything that she need, like ordering stuff online and all.
Yes,
And then after
lahat-lahat.
that, overall talaga. And then when I started viewing these videos in LinkedIn nga, and then I got into a very big interest in digital marketing, like more on the automation stuff, SEO, website development and all, parang lahat na ata. So parang I think it's really a very good market, I think, right now, the digital marketing world. And then I learned Shopify, yung Amazon, hindi
Wow.
ko masyadong naano yung Amazon. I would
Mhm.
love to, but hindi hindi ako naka-focus dun before. Kasi I think when my client hired me and I thought that this is it, then I just focused on what they do. Parang natigil ako, but to everybody, it's always nice to learn new things. So sa e-commerce sila, but I'm just on a backside kasi. E-commerce sila, they're like customized socks in Texas. So I'm more into the fulfillment side, and then the coordination between the team, and then the quality control as well. So yung e-commerce part of e-commerce. So I am more on coordinating the international shipment, like checking if parang may delay sa shipment ba, is what are the custom requirements and all. So I would call the account, I mean I would coordinate with the account managers, checking with our client to get their EURI number or VAT number and all that, and then I would call FedEx or UPS. So parang yung call center ko nga nagagamit ko pa rin hanggang ngayon.
Yes, totoo. So yun yung ano, so mga call center agent right now and planning to transition, wag niyo i-limit yung mindset niyo into like, okay, this is kasi si Miss Chevy, and this is what happens talaga sa transition. you tried a lot of things, right? Kasi a lot ang iniisip ng iba, do I have to focus on one industry or one specific client? Ang masasabi ko, try. I
Yeah.
mean, if the opportunity is there, take it, right? But eventually, the more you do things, you'll find yourself na parang, wait a minute,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
enjoy this more. Mas dali ko siyang maintindihan. So from real estate, for example, and then naging curious ka when you found this client na parang the digital marketing space, and then you again you
Yeah.
you you deep
Like a
dive
secret.
into like learning the Shopify and all that, and then when you found yourself na parang wait a minute, parang gusto ko to nai-enjoy ko to, na madali ko siyang naiintindihan. So for other people who are listening na parang it's okay na kahit wala ka pang masyadong focus talaga na ganito yung klase ng client na gusto kong makatrabaho or ganito yung industry na gusto ko, hindi yan importante. ang
Oh,
ang importante is really doing the job kasi
yes.
dun mo na malalaman talaga kung saan ka magaling and
Mm.
then saan ka talaga tatagal. Kasi may mga trabaho 'di ba na ayaw nating gawin pero dapat nating gawin. Pero may mga trabaho na parang hindi siya feeling trabaho kasi na enjoy natin.
Opo. That's
'Di
right.
ba? And,
Yung
mhm,
oh, sorry. Yung itong client na 'to is still my client until now. So I've been with them for like 3.5 years na ata. And then we started in an agency, and then they waited for 2 years, and then they reached out to me and said, "I'm gonna hire you directly." So this
oh,
client,
wow.
yeah,
So 'yan yung si client mo na ngayon?
yeah. But I have another one, another client that's in a Pacific time. So they are in a. I work with them on Eastern time, and then I have a Pacific time client too, who's
Okay,
based in.
ito yung nagiging controversial, Miss Chevy, kasi may
Yeah.
ibang mga VAs na tanggap lang ng tanggap ng trabaho, tanggap-tanggap ng client, and then paano sinasabi nila, okay, so for you, for your example, kasi you're in Denmark, ano bang time zone diyan? So, if you have a client na, let's say, dalawa yung client mo, paano mo sila pinagsasabay? Or if not pinagsasabay kasi iba yung time zone mo, so I think during ano, what does that look like? Yung kasi
Um,
parang you have to deal with different time zones. So
yeah.
paano mo siya nasasabay?
Before really, 'di ba, 'pag nag-start tayo ng ganito na, and then you get overwhelmed kasi na maraming maraming opportunity online, you will get overwhelmed na, "Oh, I can just overlap my client and all that." But it is very unhealthy. It is really draining. Unhealthy talaga siya. Before I had that experience back then, was maybe 2 years ago or something like that. But napaka-unhealthy siya. And then napaka-draining talaga, and it really affects you mentally, I would say. But now, in Denmark time is right now here is 2 p.m. So I start kasi nasa back end lang ako ng other company. So I can start early with them.
Hmm.
And then I can focus on more on the coordinating part when they are in, because I'm the opener kumbaga sa kanila. And then I'm more focused on approving the labels, the design and all that before it goes to full production.
So
So I
hindi
can
time
use.
sensitive yung role mo na parang dapat trabaho ka from 9 to ano, yung trabaho mo is like you can do it
Yeah.
kasi sa back end you can do it anytime. Mhm.
Yeah, that's correct. There's an overlapping time between my other client and this client, but during that time, it's like the time we're in. I don't do anything else more kasi it's just more about time management. So kahit nagda-drive kami, I can still work on my laptop. Parang ganon. So I more focus first on the things na hindi naman kailangan kakausapin ko sila. So I do that in advance. Sometimes I outsource din pag 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 hindi talaga kaya. I also outsource, and then I ask my sister, who's very helpful, if she can do something for me, and then she can do that. But then I'm very bad in outsourcing. I think I'm not the person that I would outsource my job kasi parang ano, hindi ko. I'm bad in allocating tasks. So I would
Yeah,
rather do it.
delegating,
Yeah,
nahihirapan ka kasi
yeah,
I think para sa'yo, you're like a person na parang, instead of delegating this, I'd rather do it myself.
yeah, parang
Kasi
gano'n.
alam mo din yung quality ng trabaho mo. But yeah, that's another challenge na um mahirap i i-learn kasi I was also the same in the beginning na parang nahihirapan ako to delegate things because it's not really more of like the other person, it's just more me na parang hindi ko siya ma-let go na okay, bibigay ko na 'tong task na 'to sa kanya, so things like that. But I'm also working on delegating things. So Miss Shabby, in your own words, kasi marami ka nang naging experience, marami ka nang naging clients. In your own words, ano po ba ang trabaho ng EA?
I would say it's like all around assistant. Yeah, it's all around assistant. Kasi in yung sa you have you should, but then this is actually quite tricky with our environment right now, I think, kasi ang daming nagrereklamo kahit sa ang group mo nakikita na parang they only hired me for this, why they're asking me to do this, right? So I think it's you and the client needs to clarify first what are you're supposed to do. But if it's actually an executive assistant, I think all around siya. 'Di ba? I like support my other client is a doctor, so they're in he hired me to be like somebody who's supposed to oversee na parang mini call center niya because they're like calling people. That's he initially hired me for, and to be his assistant too. And he's like in digital marketing side, like so they like do advertisements, they service other people, they build websites and all that. But I am his like kind of executive assistant. So everybody that tried to communicate with him will goes to me first, right? So parang ganon. And then when tried to change businesses din naman, yung like say for example, this business is not working and all that. He still kept me, but now I am working with more on his wife, which is also a doctor, a Filipina doctor, as a
Oh,
medical
wow.
assistant. So, parang medical assistant na ako ngayon sa kanila. Just, yeah. So, I didn't learn anything about medical encoding and all that, but it just like learn along the way. I think this client is the client I was referring to that I said this is it. Because when this client actually meet me, he didn't bother about what's your rate and all that. He just want to hire you. So and then this specific client is even asked me because I didn't know that he's married to a Filipina doctor. He was like encouraging me to sign a contract with him rather. And then he said, but I'm in a position where, and I would say, oh, should I accept this or not? Because it's like too good to be true, parang ganon. But then he said to me, I have a family in the Philippines. So he really tried his best to encourage me to sign a contract with him that time. And I'm married to a Filipina doctor.
And then that's where he sold you. Yung parang nung
Yeah,
he said the magic word, napa-oo ka na.
napauuna na ako. And because I'm confident that he will not actually, parang hindi niya ako iiwan sa ere. Di ba, in our environment right now, parang not everything is temporary, right? So you need to really be careful in choosing the right client na parang they valued on what you can contribute to them. Kasi pag tem- temporary lang, natatakot tayong mawalan ng client kasi ang hirap ngang makakita ulit ng client. But this client really made me feel that I can really contribute to his businesses, to his company. So kahit busy siya ngayon, nag-a-assist pa rin ako sa wife niya. And then every now and then he would still talk to me, how are you and all, how are you? How's everything going? Can you help me with this? Parang siya pa nag-a-adjust. So yun lang, parang we're in a certain relationship we're in that say it's your birthday, I'll send you a gift. It's your, Christmas, just send you a gift because he hired me as I'm also like a hiring manager on his Upwork account. So technically speaking, I'm the one paying myself because I'm the hiring manager of myself. Parang ganon. So we're
Yes.
like, yeah, something. And then when he found out I'm getting married, also he's like, yeah, just very very generous and very good client. So yun, I have two clients right now, but I was able to manage the time, even though medyo overlap siya in 2 hours, I think 2 to 3 hours. Pero
Not
manageable,
much. Mm-mm.
not much.
So ito yung, okay, I wanna go back na sinabi mo, this specific client is walang keme kung bahalang ano yung rate. And that goes back kasi ito yung pinakaano ko talaga of this type of episode or this segment. Ang gusto ko talagang i-push or the message that I wanna really bring is first you have to develop your skills and really
Yeah,
have a parang good relationship with the clients. Lalapit sa'yo yung mga ganun eh. You will eventually one day find that client, yung para sa'yo nga na parang this is it.
yeah,
'Di ba sinasabi nila may mga of course marami naman ding mga client na are very yung they're mindful of the budget
yeah,
na ano allocate nila for a virtual assistant pero may mga client din na hindi na sila nagtatanong kung anong ano mo hindi na nila medyo they don't really get into details of
mm,
yung mga pricing and all that kasi alam nila na yung trabaho mo will really help their business. And that's what I really want to drive dito sa episode na to na guys, may mga client talaga that these are what we call the high ticket clients where hindi na sila nagtatanong, hindi ka na nila papahirapan. You just give them your rate and then they'll say yes. So, pero hindi siya ganyan ka-easy, hindi siya
no,
ganyan ka ano, yes, exactly. So si Miss Chevy is an example of someone who really put so much effort
yeah,
into
that's
her
correct.
learning. You've invested in a lot of things for your learning and then hindi siya nasayang kasi now it pushed you parang talagang gina-guide ka sa path na you're gonna find this client na para talaga sa you're gonna have a good relationship with this working relationship with this client and then things are gonna happen for you the way you want it to be, right? So kasi ang ano ng iba, it's so hard to really find a client. Mahirap and to find someone na talaga meron bang gano'n na saan mo nahanap yang client na yan? Puntahan ko nga, 'di ba? Saan mo nahanap yung ganyang client na willing lang magbayad or bigyan mo lang ng rate and then they'll just go with it. Um, yes, Bishabi, saan mo nahanap ng client na yan?
Everything happens for a reason kasi nakwento nga ni client before we found each other. We found online, sa online po. It's a LinkedIn, and then I tried to reach out, but this client has I am not the first VA ng client na to. So I think it happens for a reason that we meet each other kasi this client is also frustrated with his experiences back then to some VAs or some agencies then. And the reason why he's not that very what do you call it, he didn't put a limit to the budget when it comes to the two of us kasi he has experience na nagbayad talaga siya ng medyo malaki din sa agency before he met me. And then he got to work with two VAs. So parang mayroon siyang VA for a month, hindi naglast. Kasi technical problem daw, pero he told me that it's more about with the attitude. And then the second VA, parang sa agency ulit binigay sa kanya, pero hindi din naglast kasi parang ayaw ni VA ata ng micromanaging. Pero hindi naman siya nagma-micromanage. So when I met this client, he also set so high standard when it comes to the next VA, right? So I think the reason why he realized that I think this is what I'm looking for in a VA. Kasi when he found out that I was in e-commerce, and then I had experience in real estate and then call center, he has few businesses that potentially he can just put me into, right? But I think he also tried to test my capability, and I cannot forget this experience when he asked me to, and I have not done this before. He asked me to help him figure out how he migrate the domain of a specific website to another domain provider, and I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I just told him, okay, I have not done this before, but I will figure this out for you. So I think he actually realized that it's actually not really the skills that matters. It's actually your willingness to learn. And as I said nga, never say no, because you will be surprised on what you can do, right? So parang
And you
sana,
were being honest. Kasi sabi mo, I haven't done this before, pero
I'll find a way.
hahanapan ko ng paraan para sa'yo.
Yeah.
You were
And
being honest and na-appreciate ng mga client yung gano'n ng wag lang yes ng yes. Kung hindi mo kaya, sabihin mo. Pero gawan mo ng paraan. Yun yung gusto nilang marinig, eh.
yeah, and this people is doctors po. So they are very busy, right? They're managing, they're working,
Super.
and they're very busy too. And then minsan magbibigay siya ng instruction, parang hindi pa kumpleto yung statement, and then I don't want to bother him. If you want to excel in this being a virtual assistant, you really have to find a way to like do not disturb your client. So give them the time that they need. They hired you to make their life easy, right?
Yes.
So respect their time. So what I am doing, which I am gonna tell the people maybe listening. I have a supervisor back then when I was in a call center, and he's my last supervisor, and I really learned so much from her. Every time na magse-session kami ng coaching, 'di ba sa call center parang you need to go above and beyond, right, sa customer. Every time magko-coaching kami or every time you ask her a question, she will ask you first, "What have you done so far?" And I learn from there because naa-apply ko siya if I have this what they call it, task na hindi ko pa nagawa before, I would really try my best to research first, not in a way that I'm wasting my time. So you really have to use your time wisely too. And then ask yourself what you have done so far before you say na or before you ask question. So like if something is not you're not familiar with anything or any task or something like that, just search, just do it, just use chat gpt. Chat
Yes.
gpt is very useful for me,
Mhm.
like even the script call script if I'm calling patient, even the abbreviation of medical terms kasi hindi ko nga pinag-aralan yon, I don't have any background with anything medical. Just ask, just research. And I am really limiting myself from asking too much sa client ko if those things you can just answer by your.
Google
Yeah.
or research on your own. Yes.
So you really have to respect their time, na let them feel that um yeah, they need you, they can do more with you, they're more productive with you. So ganon. So every time na hindi ko alam yung mga bagay-bagay, I just asked what I have done so far, and then I'll try to maximize all my resources before asking. But then the moment I ask, I will tell them, this is what I've done so far, so I need your help now, right? So parang
Yeah,
it's
so when you
talaga.
na, so parang true, that's very true na parang exhaust exhaust your effort first, and then pag I mean if you get stuck kasi yun yung ano nila, you're right, really respect the client's time kasi lalo na sa'yo their doctor super busy, and so at the back you're in the background, so ikaw nagtatrabaho ka na, hahanapan mo na research, ChatGPT, Google, ano, so and
Lahat
then
na.
once 'pag pero medyo parang naka 80% ka na ng mga information, and then hindi pa siya 100% and then stuck ka na parang, "Okay, I already have all this information, but I'm stuck on what will be the next step."
Yeah.
And that's the time we'll just, like, tell the client, "Okay, this is what I've done so far. I need you to
Yeah,
guide
I
me
need
now or
information.
give me direction on what I need to do next." And that will really for them it's just like, oh, okay, all right, so you just need to do this, and then you'll hit the finish line. Yung ganon.
That's
Wow.
right.
So this is awesome conversation, Miss Shelby. Um, I wanna ask sa mga nakikinig, ano yung magiging masasabi mo na parang, you know, yung if someone is listening na parang similar sa pinagdadaanan mo, and then they just started the VA space, and then para sa kanila it's like, I really want to find that client na who where I enjoy the working relationship, and then walang keme sa bayarin.
Ayan.
They're okay with the rate, and anong gagawin ko, Miss Shelby? Like, where do I start and what do I do? What can you advise those people?
Yeah. First, I think we have to focus on our own journey kasi medyo sa atin ngayon, it's very common that you compare yourself to other VA, right? When it comes to achievement and all that. I think that's actually what kills happiness, or that's what kills your, kumbaga, yung ano mo na, yung journey mo, or yung may momentum. The momentum is what I'm looking for. Kasi
Mhm.
when you start questioning yourself na bakit si ganito may ganyan na ako wala pa, then you will really you will stuck in there. Trust me. So do not do that. Make it like motivation and ask yourself, why is it, ano pa yung kulang sa mga dapat, ano pang gagawin ko? What should I do to improve more? Na parang maabot ko din yung naabot niya. So don't ever compare, because we have all, every one of us has our own, I think, timeline, or yeah,
Yes.
parang gano'n. So just focus on your own journey, and then yung right client dadating lang yun. I think for me, it just happened. As I've said nga, everything happens for a reason. Para pag sa sayo talaga yan. So yeah, parang ganon. But then, I think when you find a client, this client actually is really may pagka-micromanaging before talaga. But then eventually, like say 30 minutes may meeting kami, and then af after few months nawala na siya kasi siguro, she's still trying to know you, or still trying, so wag kayong kumbaga, I don't like this client. It's too early to say that I don't like this client. I'll find another client. So try to learn, try to know your client, try to, I mean, give them a chance too. Kasi pag sabi mo lang, ayoko sa client na 'to, parang hindi kami bagay sa isa't isa. Parang it's also finding true love. The client is also finding true love kasi. So give
Totoo.
them a chance. Yeah, give them a chance, and then give yourself a chance to grow. And then I think what's very important, sa sinabi ko nga, respect the time, and just ano ba tawag doon? Always do your best even though the client is not checking. What I do naman, which I think they appreciate a lot, is that I always make it a habit to send them an EOD, yung end of the day report. I always do that sa this, on this specific client only, which made him think that even though hindi kami nag-uusap for the entire day, may ginagawa pa rin ako. So sa mga nakikinig, siguro, just do not rush everything. Just invest in yourself, in really knowing what's your, the field that you're good at, and then take time then to build your profile, your resume, and all that, kasi malaking tulong yan to boost your confidence. Tapos do not ever complain if you get interviewed and then somebody asks you to send a voice recording or a video recording, kasi I also have a client before, which he said, I met him in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is really a very good market to find a client.
Okay,
So
LinkedIn po. Yes.
sabi niya, there are 250 applicants in LinkedIn who applied for that job. And then when he sent the second steps of the application, which is recording, there's only like less than 10 people showed up.
Dun na, oo, nalagas na yung iba.
Tumatas na lahat. So if you want something to happen in your career as a VA, you really have to try your best. Do not complain like bakit ba voice recording lahat? Bakit ba video recording? Why do I need to send this? You really have to try kasi minsan unexpectedly doon pa kayo makikita ng client.
True. And marami na ngayon, people cut corners, right? They
Yeah,
gusto nila yung instant, gusto nila yung shortcut. They don't wanna, and that's how clients judge you. And that's the
yeah,
point. They make the application hard. They make the application a bit more detailed like this because dun nila makikita of how a person is persistent enough, read the job post and all that. Yun yung klase ng mga tao na hinahanap nila. We're not
yeah,
hiring average here. We're hiring people who has attention to details, who actually reach the finish line,
yeah.
and yung talagang, if you're willing to get this job, then you have to do what it takes. And yun yung hinahanap nila.
And just show up sa interview even you don't know exactly what to say, just be yourself.
Totoo, totoo. Just show up, be honest. Again, ChatGPT will help you prepare, but at the end of the day, ikaw pa rin yung magdadala on how you're going to answer the questions ng client on the interview. And I think what I wanna mention, and I feel like the time just passed by. It's been an hour now. I'd love to chat more, but ang pinaka takeaway ko on this conversation, Miss Shabby, is yun yung what have you done? So kung gusto mong mag-transition from BPO to call center to VA, what have you done? Kung gusto mong maging magaling na or kung gusto mong hindi mo pa alam yung um, mga software ngayon or platforms that we used to be efficient on your virtual work,
Yeah,
what have you, 'di ba?
correct.
Kung gusto mong hanapin si client, yung dream client mo, what have you done? That was a really good takeaway from me.
Yeah,
Parang you're always asking yourself, ano na ba nagawa ko?
yeah.
Kasi kung
Ginagawa
kung
ko
ang
na ba?
sagot kung ang
Yeah,
sagot is wala ka pang ginawa,
correct.
then you're not really gonna see
To
result. You're
start.
not really gonna, so you really have to start. If you start, it's always good to start. At least you started, and and at least also just bring it to the next steps. Kasi pag naging stuck ka rin, there's really no improvement. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um, Miss Chevy, anything, any advice pa that you can mention to the listeners?
Um, I think I'm speaking too much, talking too much na. Pero
No.
yun lang sa mga willing mag-transition, 'wag matakot. Um, Yun nga, it's very important to really equip yourself muna kasi mahirap mag-pretend. Somebody said that, fake it until you make it. No, wag po. Kasi mako-compromise po siya. It's not only affecting yourself, it affects other VA too. Kasi pag may bad experience na si client, it affects others as well. So don't ever fake it until you make it. I mean, if you have just be honest. Just say that I'm willing to learn. I have not done this before, but I'll find out how to do it. Just don't say no. And also, when you start earning pala as a virtual assistant, don't get overwhelmed then. Because if you compare the earnings from BPO and then in a VA, you get overwhelmed. You need to be wiser. Kasi as I've said, everything is temporary ngayon. So yun lang sa mga nag aspiring VAs to and then from planning to transition. It takes time, but then you'll definitely get where you probably dream few years back. It takes time. Just be patient.
There you go. There you go, guys. Very, very wow. I love the conversation that we have today, Miss Chevy. Thank you for um coming on on the VA radio, and everyone who's listening. And if you find this chat that we had with Miss Chevy. Very helpful. Please share. And also, VA Radio has other episodes here and other hosts. So please like and follow our page, and then you guys will be posted of who our next guest will be. Miss Chevy, again, thank you. Let's chat more
Yeah.
offline. But I really enjoyed the conversation, and yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Nice to meet
Bye.
you again. Bye bye.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
Remember, high value starts with high intention. Keep sharpening your edge and standing out where it counts. Catch us next time on Upgrade with Carly, only on the VA Radio, where we keep it light and keep you moving up.
Got my headphones on, hope nothing goes wrong. With the VA radio boosting your scene. It's the VA radio where you wanna be.